Hey guys, if you want videos that are short, concise, and focused on what you actually searched for, you've found the right channel. We have a 1999 Z28 or 4th gen F-body, and we're going to remove the entire K-member assembly. I'll show you exactly what I do. I'll show you exactly what fasteners and peripherals have to be disconnected. I'll show you what tools and what sizes are needed, and I'll show you how to drop it out with safety in mind. Safety is going to be the primary consideration throughout this whole video. Let's get right to it. Again, safety in mind. Once you start removing fasteners that hold the K-member to the unibody, don't get under it anymore, all right? I'm going to show you a way you can do it without getting under the K-member, but whatever you need to do, again, safety in mind. There are some disconnects you want to do before you start removing the fasteners that hold the K-member to the unibody. A pair of those are disconnect the wiring to the front hubs, and you also want to disconnect the sway bar. Get the sway bar and the wiring to the front hubs disconnected before you ever start removing any fasteners from the K-member. Disconnecting the wires from the front hubs is pretty simple. It's just a quick disconnect here. You pull this tab, pull down, and the wires are disconnected. This wire will stay with the chassis. This wire will come down with the K-member. It's the same on the driver's side. The sway bar was already disconnected when I got this car. There was really no reason to reconnect it until the next engine goes in. But it just swings up to these pads right here. There are two fasteners on the driver's side, two fasteners on the passenger side, and just swing that down. Again, do this before you start disconnecting the K-member. Safety first, again, there are 3 bolts that hold the K-member to the unibody. There's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break all 3 of them loose, but I'm going to retighten the middle one and leave that in place. I'm going to leave it in place until I actually get this thing down on the ground. Then I can reach in there, undo that bolt, and I'll have it up on cribbing so it's not going to fall down. I'm not going to undo anything on this car until it's actually touching the ground. God bless Chevy for their foresight. They actually put a hole in the lower arm here so you can get right up on that fastener. Good job, Chevy. Stop. We're going to run this back in. We know that it'll come out now. It's not frozen up. So we're going to just gently put it back in. So now we know that that bolt will come out. Well, that's going to hold that K-member in place. Now we'll take the other fasteners out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. At this point, don't get under this K-member again. I know it has a safety bolt there, but safety first. Don't get under it. Now that we've got our electrical wiring disconnected, the 2 of the 3 bolts on each side for the K-member and the sway bar disconnected, we can lower the car down now and start working on the shock towers. The bolts that attach the K-member to the unibody are 19 millimeter. So we'll call these shock towers. The 4th gen F-bodies do not have strut front ends. They have LSA front ends. That's called long short arm front ends. On the passenger side, there are 4 fasteners. There are 2 nut and 2 bolts. The wrench size for the nut is 15 millimeter. The wrench size for the bolt is 13 millimeter. Stop. We're going to leave a safety fastener in. Every time we're going to leave a safety fastener in. So I know that this one is not frozen up. So I'll just run that back down, and I'll take the rest of them completely off. Okay, we're held in securely by that one nut. The driver's side is a little bit different situation. The nuts are still the 15 millimeter, just like the passenger side, but now you have Torx bolt instead of their normal bolts that you had on the other side, and they're underneath the master cylinder. So you're going to have to disconnect the master cylinder from the ABS unit. With a long extension, you can just get in there and break those bad boys loose. So with the lines disconnected from the ABS unit and the nuts taken off of the studs, should be able to just pull this off like so. And now we can get to these Torx bits. So again, we're going to leave a safety fastener, and these Torx screws or bolts or whatever, they're T50. Thank you, Lord. You know, I just had the 15 millimeter. Where is it? Oh, I hate that. What did I do with the 15 millimeter? How does this happen? And of course the 15 millimeter is missing in here too. Oh, thank you, Lord. Of course, where is that stupid 15 millimeter? Oh, for crying out loud. Well, whatever. Yes, we're taking it out with a wrench, a socket, ratchet. And this is our safety. God. I found the 15 millimeter was on that long extension for the. Okay, that's moving, so we're going to leave that there to hold it in place. Okay, we also need to take the bolt out of the steering shaft. Thankfully, it's still loose from the engine pull. I think the steering shaft bolt is actually maybe an 11 millimeter, but it fit a 7/16 perfectly. Okay, so I think that makes it about 11 millimeter. But anyway, now the steering shaft is disconnected. Now the last thing you need to do is disconnect your brake lines from the ABS unit. There's only 2 lines that actually go down with the K member. The other 2 lines go back to the rear brakes, and they're not attached to the K member. So these 2 lines are what you want to disconnect. You may notice that these are flex lines. They're steel braided lines, and you might consider doing that. When the K member is coming both down and coming back, these can just kind of flex out of the way, whereas the hard lines, if they hook on something, they'll just sit there and they'll just bend. So anyway, you might consider flex lines. Hey guys, if you like short videos, concise and focused on exactly what you searched for, I could use subscribers. This is a new channel for me, and subscribers is the way it's going to grow. In addition to subscribing, get engaged. If you like what I'm doing, give me praise for it. If you don't like what I'm doing, chew my ass out for it. Whatever. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, but just get engaged. Thanks. Okay, now we have the tires resting on the ground. We have the K-member on built-up lumber that I put there, so nothing is going to come crashing down, hopefully. You still have to use safety. You still have to be out of the way, but this is the safest way that I can think of to do it. So let's undo the rest of the fasteners and get this baby out of there. That's one. Oh, that's the other one. So the K-member is disconnected from the unibody. So now we just have to take the remaining fastener off of each side of the shock tower. Okay, that shock tower is totally disconnected. And that shock tower is totally disconnected. You notice nothing moved. It's because we've gone to the trouble to brace stuff up to keep it from moving. You have to get a little bit too personal with this job to let things come crashing down. Safety first. Now let's see if I'm going to embarrass myself. Those brake lines should just go right out of the way. Steering's disconnected. Let's do it. Yep, coming apart. Easy peasy. Brake lines are clear. Steering's not caught up. Let's do it. So the springs are going to slide down the inner fender wells as they come out. Nothing you can do about that. They are free. They're just about to clear the inner fender well, so it may go a little goofy here. Okay, it's going to fall back. That's okay. We're clear. Yeah, as soon as it clears the rear fender wells, it's probably going to fall back. That'll be okay. And of course, the brake lines did catch. You know, fortunately, they're flex lines, so you know, they found just the right thing to catch on. Well, it's still caught. Stupid things. There's a shield here. Okay, one of them caught on that. It's loose now. Okay, they both appear to be loose. They might be a little bit longer now, but what in the? Now it caught on the next thing. That's why you check, I guess. Okay, that one's loose. Okay. They stay loose. Cotton picker? You gotta be kidding me. Caught on a little plastic thing on the wire harness. Okay, that's it. So the K member's out. The only thing that really gave me a little bit of trouble, and it wasn't even that bad, was the intermediate steering shaft. You know, the D shaft comes out of the, from the steering wheel, and then you have the rack and pinion. Well, the intermediate shaft is the one with all the universals connect to. I had to undo it from the rack, and then with a phenolic drift, I punched it off of the rack, and then it was completely free. It wasn't a big deal. Then these doggone brake lines hooked everything they could on the way down. So you want to keep an eye on them, but anyway, they're fine. But the K member's out, so it was just that easy. If you like these short, focused videos, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.